Hello everybody, Jordan Nelson here. Today we're going to talk about the specific color correction that I use all the way from the picture profile on my Sony A7 III through the LUTs that I use in Final Cut Pro when I'm editing my wedding films. Let's get started. So on my Sony A7 III, I go to the picture profile PP6, and the only things I change are the gamma to Cine 2 and the color mode to S-Gamut 3 with a saturation of -5. Everything else stays the same, I don't touch it, and that's what I shoot everything in. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at a few shots I took at some weddings and how it looked coming out of the camera with that specific picture profile, and then how I color graded it in post-production in Final Cut Pro. All right, so these are the two clips we're gonna be working with from this wedding. I just want to show you what it looks like within Final Cut Pro, how I do the color correction, but I'm also going to show you full screen, just the difference between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to my effects here. I'm going to go down to Pixel Film Studios. Now you can find them online. These are their wedding film LUTs. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it on over to my first clip here. All right, so this is the one that I had already changed. So I'm going to go ahead and skip down to this one that I added. So this is what it looks like when you drag it on. There's no LUT chosen, there's nothing changed down here. This is how it comes in. So what I do is I go ahead and choose the LUT that I typically do. So Pixel Film Studios has a lot of options. So the one that I typically go with here is Wedding Warm, and it's going to automatically put it at 100%. As you can see, the mix is 100%. And now I can turn the mix down or up. So typically I'm hovering anywhere between 15 and 30%. And then what I do is I boost the saturation quite a bit. So I'm gonna go up 1.73 or so. Now in Final Cut Pro, it looks a lot more saturated than it does when it gets blown up here. Now once I make a decision and a color correction that I like, I would go ahead and Command copy, and then I'm gonna do Shift Command V to paste the attributes. Now I'm not gonna paste the volume, and this first one was the one I originally did when I made the video, so this is my test one. I'm going to paste that, and it's going to paste that color correction onto the clip. So this is the one that I did. So originally in my video, let's see, I chose 21% and 1.59. I brought the brightness down a little bit as well and the contrast up. But typically the two things I'm most focused on are adjusting the mix and the saturation. And then I can kind of fiddle with, is it too bright? What's the contrast look like? I can blow it up on my screen to have a better idea of what I like. So now let's take a look at what this clip looked like before and after doing the color correction in post. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you like that video, I have a lot more wedding videography tutorials as well as wedding films you can take a look at. Please click that subscribe button over there if you'd like to see more. I have a couple examples of some of those videos down there as well. All right, well, that's it for me. See y'all in the next video.